Hey, this is Chris, and I am checking dice. Appreciate you watching my videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It helps the channel out. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment. And if you are so inclined, um, click that bell to be notified whenever I post new videos. So today I'm going to be trying something that I've never actually played out before, and I'm not really even sure. It's kind of a mix of a few thoughts that I've had, but I was listening to somebody else, and I can't even remember who now, but they were talking about playing the do don't, and they were talking about how some casinos allow you to play the do don't and some don't, and I was starting to think about some of the ways that you can hedge against your pass line or your don't pass. And one of the things that I've done in the past that I thought I'd just share and make a video about is just playing either the pass line or the don't pass, and then immediately playing the opposite on the come or the don't come and trying to hedge it out. When I'm trying to preserve my bankroll, I will oftentimes play a pass line to try to cover the come out when, seems like the come out, you get a lot of come out sevens. But also, the reality is, I think over the long term, the pass line and the don't pass kind of just cancel each other out, and um, they don't end up really making all that much money or losing all that much money if you just play them consistently the same time the whole night. So, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you how I play, and I'm going to play it from the don't pass because I think it gives you a little bit better protection against a point 0.7 out. But I'm going to play the don't pass to start, and then I'm going to play a come bet, and I'm going to play odds on both, and I'm going to try to hope. My goal is that I hope I hit the repeater on the come bet, whatever that number lands on, before I get paid on the don't pass. And as with every strategy, it'll work some of the time, it won't work some of the time. So I'm going to start with a $15 don't pass. $300 bankroll, by the way, just the way I play it, but $15 don't pass. I'm just going to randomly roll, and we'll see what happens. All right, so just randomly rolling, looking for a point. All right, there's a 5, 3, 2. The point is 5. I don't know if you can see that clear up in the corner there. 3, 2. All right, so now I'm going to play. I'm going to place $30 in odds on the 5, laying odds, and I'm going to place a $10 come bet. Now, right now, if the bad number rolls, 7 rolls, I'm going to get paid on the don't pass, and I'm going to get paid on the come. So now would be a perfect time for a 0.7 out. It doesn't hurt you. And that's kind of the point of this strategy. You can play it the opposite way, but if you play a pass line and then get a point, and then you play the DC and you get a 0.7 out, you lose both places right away. So this, to me, is a better way to play it, but you could play it the opposite way. All right, there's an 8, 3, 5, 8. So that come bet is going to travel, and I'm going to put 10 in odds on that. Now, at this point, here's what's going to happen. So 5 is the point. If a 7 comes now, I, of course, lose the 8, and I lose $20. I'm going to win 15 plus 20 because the 5 pays 20 for 30. So I'm going to get paid 15 plus 20, which more than covers my $20 that I have out there. So I'm actually in the profit. But my goal would be to hit an 8 again and repeat it, and then I'm winning before the eventual bad number. So, and there we go, 6-2, perfect. That's kind of the best case scenario here. So the 8 is going to come down, and we're going to get paid 10 for the flat bet, and we're going to get paid 12 in odds. And so what I do at this point is just rack everything, except I'm going to start with another come. I'm always going to keep one come bet working. So at this strategy, I could just leave it and let it ride out, but I'm going to play the come again, and I won, and maybe I'll be able to win again. So let's just see how this goes. And there's a 4, hard 4. All right, so that 4, we're going to travel to the 4. We're going to put 10 in odds, and here we go. And there's an 8. Dice rolled. That was an 8. Okay, here we go. 9, Nina, center field. And we got a 6. All right, so there can be some waiting here. If you're just playing this way, you're just waiting around for the point to be resolved. Or 7. So here we go. 7 out. And I'm going to lose 20 here. I'm going to get paid 15 for the flat bet, and I'm going to get paid 20 for the odds. We'll just rack all that up. And we're starting over. $15 pass, don't pass. And there's an 8. All right, 8 is the point. Now we're going to follow that up with a $10 come bet, and we're going to lay $30 in odds. That's going to win 25. So at this point, we've got a little more winnings if we roll that repeat, or if we can get a 7 before the 8. And there's a 6. All right, not bad. We'll take the 6 as a come bet. We'll put 10 in odds, and just rolling it out. And there's a 6 right back on it. That's perfect. This is what you like to see. You want to hit that number again because now you get paid and I've won some money to cover in case I roll the point again, but also just to make a little profit, ideally. You can do this several times before you roll a point. So there's a 5. We just keep, once we win, we replace the come and start over again. So $10 come bet on the 5 with odds. I'm just doing single odds on the come bet, and essentially that's enough so that I still win more if I 7 out. There's a 6-1. All right, so that's the second time that's happened. We got a second come bet established, and then we lost. So get paid 15 on the flat bet and a quarter for the 8. That pays 5 for every 6. And we'll just rack all this up. And we're starting over again. $15 don't pass. Okay, there's an 8. So again, I got this idea just thinking about the fact that you can't play the do we don't all the time, and I was thinking, how do you protect yourself as best as you can without being able to do that? How do you protect yourself and try to make some money, and also hedge against the 0.7s and the early 7 outs? And it just was the thought I had to play it this way, where you start with the don't pass, and I'm going to put 30 in odds again. Start with the don't pass and then put some odds down, and then do a $10 come bet. If you win right now, a 0.7 out, you're going to win all of this. You're going to win in all the places. If you establish a point, hopefully that point is going to be, or that number on the come bet is going to get repeated, and you're going to win, and you could just keep it going. Ideally, you would have that happen over a longer period of time, and you could do it several times before you 7'd out. There's a 6-2-8, so this is the first time we had this happen. So what's going to happen? That 8 is going to travel. I'm going to put odds on it. And by the way, we are going to be working our odds all the time. This is going to lose, though. So this is the first time we lost our don't pass, but that's okay. We'll just start over. So we're going to be working. This is the worst time to roll the bad number because I'm working everything. I don't want to miss out on a come bet with odds. So we'll work it. And we got a 2-3. I mean a 2-1-3. That's not bad. We win on the don't pass, even. So we'll just rack that. All right, still working. Everything's working. And there's a 6. 6 is the point. I'm gonna do 30 in odds. All right, still working on the 8. And there's a 9. All right. 6. All right. Ouch. It's not ideal when you're playing the don't pass and the points are 6s and 8s, because you are more prone to losing them, but that's part of the game. So we're going to do another $15 don't pass. Everything's working. Odds working. All of it's working. There's a 12. That's bar the 12, so that's dice rolled. That's going to be nothing. And we got a 7. All right, so that is bad news right there. We do not want the 7. We're going to lose the come bet. We're going to lose the don't pass, and we're digging a hole. All right, here we go. Looking for a point. 9. 9 is the point. I don't even think we've got an exterior. We've not had a point be the 4 or 10 yet. So, all right. So 9 is we're gonna put 30 in odds. $10 coming. And there's a 10. That's the wrong side to get a 10 on, but that's okay. We're gonna put 10 coming, and 10 in odds on that 10. And here we go. There's a 6 hard. Hard 6. Aces. Double the bubble, but we got no bubble. Wow. 5-4. I don't know if you can see that. It's up in the corner here. That's a 5-4-9. We are going to lose again on the don't pass. All of a sudden, we're hitting points and losing money. That's how it goes sometimes. So we're going to replace that don't. And, oh, we are working on that. And there's a 9. All right, 9 is the point again. We'll go back up. 30 in odds. All right, here we go. Looking for that 10. And there's a yo 11. Yo 11. Let's get a 10. There it is. 10. All right, nice. Nice. 10. So that's a good time to have odds on the 10. We're going to get paid 10 on the flat bet. And we're going to get paid 20 in odds. Leave $10 coming. And here we go. There's another 10. All right. Well, I don't like 10s when I'm playing the come, but that's the way it goes. So here's another 10 in odds. And at least we hit it once. We got paid nicely for that. I suppose you could play more in odds on the come bet on the interior if you wanted to. There's a 7. Finally got a 7 out instead of repeating the point. So we're going to lose 10 on, or 20 on the come bet. It's going to get paid here. And we're going to get paid 20 for the odds on that 9. And we will rack all that up and start over. Let's continue this. Let's continue. All right, here we go. Coming out. 10. There's a good. The only bad thing about a 10, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's more likely to not hit again, but is that your odds pay less. So I'm putting 30 in odds. It's only going to pay 15 with $15 flat bet. That's going to pay 30. And I've got 40 in odds when I play a come bet. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to up my odds, and instead of going to 30, I'm just going to go straight up to 50. That'll pay me a little bit better if I don't roll it again. All right, here we go. There's an 8-5-3. Good deal. We'll take that. We like it when the come bet lands on the 6 or the 8. And I'll try to hit an 8 again. And we did. 6-2. Nice. Nice. We'll take it. All right. It's going to come down. Going to get paid 10 up front. And 12 in odds. Take all that. Rack it up. Rack it up. So we got 10 coming. And there's a 7. So that is the right time to 7 out, right? That's why we do it this way. Now we get paid on the flat bet, or on the don't pass, and the come bet also pays. So we're going to take that. This is going to get paid 10 or 15 for the don't pass, and it's going to get paid 15. I'm sorry, I upped it, right? That's why I had to up it. So it's going to pay a quarter in odds. Let's take all this and rack it up. And this is kind of fun. Let's do this one more time. I wasn't sure how this would go. I've practiced it on my phone a little bit. There's a 7. Those apps, by the way, are kind of garbage. Lose on the don't pass. I don't know about you guys, but it just doesn't actually seem to work naturally. It seems like they work against me all the time. There's another 7, 5, 2. Maybe the game does that in general, but I feel like I don't get very many random rolls. I feel like if I play the don't pass, I immediately get a 7 or 11, sometimes 3 or 4 times in a row. And if I'm playing the light side, I'll throw a craps number almost all the time. There's another 7. Then again, maybe that is actually how it works in real life too. Feels that way sometimes, but anyway, I like practicing strategies on the app just to think them through, but I don't like to actually figure out if they work unless I'm rolling it on a real table randomly, which is why I like having my table. So there's a 10 hard, and that is the point. So because that is the 10 again, I'm going to go 50 in odds and $10 coming. Whoops. Dice are off the table. All right, here we go. There's a 9. Come bet's going to travel to the 9. 10 in odds. All right, now let's hit that 9 again. I've got an ace deuce, 3. Crap, 3. And there's 4. And there's a 9. All right. 9, we hit the come bet. It's going to get paid 10 up front, 3 in the back, or 15 in the back. We'll profit, bank it all except for $10 will keep coming. All right, do it again. There's a 6, 4, 2. Now, obviously, all of this depends on how the dice are rolling for you at that moment, but this is just a way I thought to cover both the light side and the dark side. I feel like this might be a good strategy to play when other people are shooting, just random shooters. You can stay in the game for a while. There's a 9, 5, 4. Just another way to kind of hedge out both sides. If the 7 comes, you're okay because of the don't pass. There's a 6, so we hit our point, or not our point, but we hit the come bet again. That's good. The come bet after the don't pass protects you. There's 12 for the odds. And you're hedging a little bit, so you're getting some light side action and some dark side action all at the same time. Kind of like playing the do we don't. There's a 12. We don't want that on the come line, so that's going to be a loss. I think that might be the first time we lost a come bet, but it's all right. We'll just replace it. And by doing it dark side first, there's a 7. Okay, so that's good. This is when you want a 7 to come out because you win in both places, right? So I won on the don't pass and I won on the come bet. So I'm going to win here, which recovers the 12 that I lost earlier. And I win 15 plus a quarter, 25, 35, 40. Let's, I don't know where I'm at time-wise. I forgot to look when I started, but let's do this one more time. So the goal here, again, is playing the don't pass, establishing a point, and then immediately playing the come bet to protect against it. And, of course, there's a yo 11. We have a loser on the don't pass. But instead of playing the do don't, I realize you're not completely comparing apples to apples because that's hedging it out on the same roll. But this is a way to play the light side and the dark side. And there's the ace deuce. Got it right back. We'll take it. Covering yourself on the light side and the dark side, hoping for a little longer roll where you hit some points or hit some come bets, because you do want to get paid on those. It's nice to do that. There's a 10, 5-5, hard 10. But by doing it this way, and I'm going to play 50 in odds again on the 10, and $10 coming. But by playing it this way, you're able to win on a 0.7 out because you win in both places, and you're able to play light side and dark side at the same time and hedge yourself out a little bit. Now, obviously, if you hit a whole streak of, you get a hot shooter that's hitting a lot of points, you're going to lose the don't pass, $10 in odds, and you know, there is risk anywhere you're playing. But so far, my feelings about this strategy are that it does give you the ability to play for a long time with protection most of the time. There's a 10. All right, so we hit our point. It's going to be a loser. So that was ouch. I had 50 in odds, so I just lost $65. All right, there's another 15. We are working on the 9 and 6. Oops, that was supposed to be off now. 6 is the new point. All right, so we're going to go back to 30 in odds on the 6. And there's an 8. Need to hit that 9. Need to get paid. Oh, dice off the table. Actually, it didn't even go on the table. It went down in the very far corner here between the wall and the bumper. That's crazy. I've never seen that happen before. No roll. We have a no roll. All right. Here we go. 7 out. All right. So that could have been better, but it is what it is. All right. So we lost the 9. I get paid 15 on the flat bet and a quarter on the pass on the odds. And we'll rack all this up. Let's see where we're at. Hopefully you saw how the strategy worked. Understand what I'm talking about a little bit here. Let's see. We got some green chips. We got 175 in green. Let's do this. That'll be 200. I got 100 here in red chips. There's my 300. My original bankroll, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 20, 320. Okay, so 320. There's 25. Let's do it that way. 25, 30, 33. So $333. 333. There we go. All right, so a net win. And again, my thought about this strategy is that this can keep you in the game when you're not the shooter. Random rollers, this could work well. Again, it depends on how the dice roll. Obviously, every time it depends on how the dice roll. But in this scenario, you're playing both sides back to back, trying to get protection and hedging covered. I feel like the don't pass is better because if you start with the don't pass and then you place a come, you hedge for a 0.7 out. If you do it the other way and you start with a pass line, you get better protection on the come out, of course, when the 7 rolls on the come out. But if you play a pass line and you get a point established, and then you go with a DC to try to get a number behind on the dark side, and then you 0.7 out, you lose the pass line and the don't come. So you have to get to the third roll before you have protection, whereas you get protection on the second roll with playing the don't pass to start. So don't pass, then put odds on it, and then play a come bet, and then just work through that come bet and put some odds on it even, and you're still protected as long as you're playing on the don't pass with odds. You can protect that entire value on the come bet, and if you hit it, you just start winning money, and you just keep that come going, and you can have a long roll as long as you don't hit the point. And you just continue to play the pass line or play the come bet as it wins. And the best time to 7 out is when you've got a come bet sitting there on the come line and in the come box, and you win on the don't pass and the come. So anyway, let me know what you think. I just was thinking this was an alternate way to try to get a hedge out there in the fastest way and cover both the light and dark, and try to make sure you're covered on both ends and stay in the game for a while. I think this strategy would play for a long time without losing a lot or winning a lot. So if you get really lucky on the come bets, you could win. You could win, and you could even do two come bets if you wanted to. Just play a bigger don't pass, and you could get two come bets out there and have two chances of hitting a number besides the point. So anyway, uh, thought I'd share this with you. It was something I was kicking around in my brain. Thought I'd get it out on the table. So we'll see you next time.